Ebeka unusi Biafra, Ebeka unusi Biafra, Gamarapu Biafra, Gawe bozo gabi, Gamarapu Biafra, Gawe bozo gabi, Biafra.
Ojukwu finally took his people out of Nigeria. Biafra was proclaimed.
Our guest today is a senior Biafran activist and a former Nigerian military officer, Elder Ifacho Anozie. Elder, welcome to our program.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. I think we will start from your background first as a former Nigerian military officer. For the past 10 years, the dreaded Boko Haram have unleashed mayhem on the people of Nigeria. And in many instances, they have sacked barracks, like what happened in Giwa Barrack, Bida, and other places, where they even had to get away arms and ammunition. What is your take? Is it that the military are now so weak to fight these people, or what?
The military, as I say it today, is different from what it used to be when we were in the military. In the military, civilians do not come into the military barracks. If you are relatives to a military officer in the barracks, you will be issued with identity card, civilian identity card.
Yeah.
But your ID card will bear the name of the officer who is accommodating you in the in the barracks. But what we have today, you can just stroll into the barracks without anybody even stopping you or asking you any question. So that regimentation in the military, when we were there, is no longer there. The politics has gotten its way into the military. I don't know when the whole thing changed, because if you are a soldier, you are a soldier both in word and in action. Now people wear the uniform as soldiers, but they play a lot of politics that defeats that name, soldier. Soldiers are now interested in wealth. The soldiers, you can now discover that soldiers are now corrupt. Before, you can never corrupt a soldier. And I want to tell you the genesis of this. When the politicians began to put soldiers and police in a checkpoint, I want to say it here categorically clear that it is wrong for you to take a soldier and put in a checkpoint. What is he doing there? He's not supposed to be there.
So it's supposed to be the work of the police.
It's supposed to be the work of the police. Then why are they using soldiers at the checkpoint? What is he doing there? The work of soldiers is to defend the territorial integrity of the state from external aggression. There was a time when it was banned that soldiers should not wear uniform into the civilian territory, like outside the barracks. Yeah. Where if you see a soldier in uniform, either the person is going to work or he's returning from work. A soldier will come home, remove his uniform. If he's going to buy anything outside the barracks, he will remove his uniform and wear what we call as mufti, that is ordinary civilian dress.
Yeah.
So if he goes there, you will not differentiate between a soldier and a civilian. But now soldiers wear uniform to the market. You see them in the bus with their uniform. You see soldiers in the market with their uniform. You see them in the bar with their uniform. You dare not try it when we were there.
So, in essence, the members of Boko Haram could be living inside the barracks.
Could be living inside, exactly, moving inside. But you can see that the Boko Haram are wearing military uniform. If you see them, they are wearing military uniform. And one question I want people to ask the government, the present government, who formed Boko Haram? That question has not been answered. Until that question is answered, so many senators, state governors were fingered, as being brains behind the Boko Haram. Yet nothing has been done. None of them were touched. They were not arrested, they were not tried, they were not even investigated.
Yeah.
And you want me to believe that the government doesn't know who or how Boko Haram was formed?
And who are those funding even the Boko Haram?
The Boko Haram were being funded by people in government. Remember when President Jonathan said that even in his own cabinets that there were Boko Haram in his government, he knew what he was talking about. Because Boko Haram was formed primarily to make Jonathan's government ungovernable. But unfortunately for them, they were not able to do so because the Boko Haram base is in the north.
Yeah.
Remember that Boko Haram went as far as bombing the Ego Square.
Yes, I remember.
And they now turned it to say it is the militant, the Niger Delta militants. Now, after that, what happened? They bombed the police headquarters in Abuja. Was it the militant that bombed it? It was the Boko Haram that bombed it.
So, in essence, all this while Boko Haram we've been hearing, because in some instances, these Boko Haram people even recorded themselves cutting away arms and ammunition from barracks. Does it mean there were insiders in military that?
There is collusion. People in the barracks.
Yeah.
Look, assault rifle does not come out of the barracks except from the armory, or a soldier gives out that gun to somebody else. Now, how did they acquire money to buy the equipment that they were using? And you can see them driving armored car.
Yes.
How did they get the armored car? Where did the armored car find its way into Nigerian territory? If the Boko Haram were outsiders, how did it come into Nigerian territory?
Without being detected.
Yes.
Okay. And recently, T.Y. Danjuma also made a serious allegation against the military. He said military was biased. They were no longer on the side of the people. While you were in the military, what was your experience, especially when it comes to promoting people? Was it in the national interest, or it was ethnic based or religious based?
When I was in the military, you have only chance of promotion when you have taken the promotion exam, and you pass your promotion exam before you can be promoted. I know many who did not pass their exam, who were not promoted. After 3 years, they were not promoted. It was then that they introduced the quota system.
Okay.
It was because they abolished the promotion exam and then turned it into a quota system, where they will say somebody from three from northwest, 3 from northeast, 3 from north central, and 3 from the west, 3 from the east.
3 for south.
There was no south then.
Okay.
There was no south while I was in the military. There was nothing like south.
It was eastern.
It was eastern region.
Western.
Yeah,
region.
it was east, west, and north. So now they are promoting people according to their ethnicity right now.
Yes.
Now, if you check from the recent retirement in the army, they have retired 90% of senior army officers of the eastern extraction. One person from the north. The northerner that you see that were retired among the retirees were people from North Central, especially those from Plateau State and Benue. Nobody has been retired from the Northeast. Nobody has been retired from Northwest.
Yeah.
It's only North Central and East. And now South.
Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Like, what was the level of discipline in the military then? Because recently we've seen military killing so many innocent civilians in the name of Operation Python Dance, Crocodile Smile, and even in the northern part in the Kaduna, they killed the Shia Muslims and the rest of it. What was the level of discipline when you were there?
The discipline that was when I was in the military,
yeah, that's right,
is such that if you shoot one bullet, you will come with the empty case. You will return back to the barracks with the empty case, and you show cause why you shot that bullet. You don't just go out and start shooting. You can never waste one bullet. You will account for every bullet that you shoot. And your RSM will have to investigate it. And they will then write the commander from the OC to the commander. The commander will know why that bullet was wasted or shot. If you shoot somebody, you will be arrested and court-martialed. So you don't just carry a gun and have the love of shooting. No, you don't do that. But let me come to the genesis of the deterioration of the military.
Yeah.
That Commander-in-Chief allowed the army to go to the southeast, to go and kill innocent people in the southeast. And nobody said anything about it. He did not take clearance from the National Assembly. That is how bad the corruption has eaten into the fabrics of our politicians.
It also happened in Kaduna.
The one in Kaduna,
yeah.
The one in Kaduna is the case of religious bias.
Yeah.
How can a governor of a state say he does not know why people were killed in certain part of its own state? What is happening there is that they want to eliminate Christians in Kaduna State.
And
the whole people that they are killing in Kaduna is people from Southern Zaria, who are predominantly Christians. And when they are killing them, the governor does not even blink his eyes. The president does not ask any question. Now the Shia Muslims were victims just recently.
Yeah.
Because the one of Southern Kaduna had been happening. Even when we were in the army, remember that they killed people from Southern Zaria and General Zamani Lekwat now asks his people to fight back. What did they do? They arrested Zamani Lekwat and then put him in detention.
Yes.
For several years. A major general. That is how, to show you how this country, the religious bias is in this country. The thing that is going on now is they want to Islamize Nigeria. If anybody does not know, I want to tell them now that they will listen very well. The agenda that Buhari has come in with is to Islamize Nigeria. Of course, Nigeria, Babangida put Nigeria into Organization of Islamic countries.
Yes. Okay, and let's continue. Let's back to Biafra. You've been part of Nigerian military. Why did you join Biafra agitation? What happened to your loyalty to Nigeria?
Biafra is my life. Biafra is what I dream. Biafra is what I eat. Biafra is what I sleep over every day. I am not just a Biafran activist. I was a Biafran soldier before Nigerian soldier.
Yeah.
I was a Biafran soldier. A volunteered soldier, not conscripted, not donated. Because let me tell you what was happening during the war. The initial soldiers who joined the Biafran army joined as volunteers. They came out on their own to join Biafran army because they saw what was happening as unbearable. They saw it as the height of injustice. And we decided that we would join the Biafran army when the people, General Ojukwu declared Biafra as a sovereign nation.
Yes.
We volunteered to join the Biafran army to fight. I was 15 when I joined the Biafran army. I was 15 when I joined the Biafran army. So I survived the war. As a matter of fact, I will tell you a little bit about by going to the army.
That would be interesting.
My senior brother went to the army. He went to the army. Then I told my father I want to join the Biafran army. He said, no, your brother has gone, he has not come back. You can't go. I tried to convince my father, he refused. I said, okay. He said, okay, that he would go and put me in his farm house where I would stay there. And if I like, I should take my girlfriend and go there and then stay. So I took my girlfriend and went there to stay in that place. And I was fishing in the place. I was making money, Biafran money. But my mind was still in joining Biafran army. And I know my father, once he has said no, he can never allow me to go. So one day, what I do is when there was a bowl, big bowl. When I pack Biafran note and fill the bowl, I would go to the camp and then give it to my father. I continued like that until one day I made up my mind that this girl will not stop me from going to the army. My father will not stop me from going to the army. I can't bear hearing the shooting, the sound of gun every night, day and night. And I'm here fishing, eating fish. and people are there fighting. I said, no, I will go. I didn't tell the girl. So when the bowl was full, I carried the bowl to my father. I gave it to my father. So when I was going, he thought I'm returning back to the farm house. And I have money, I feel different money into my pocket. I went out and I went to Uguta. From there, I joined the army. The girl was waiting for me to return. My father was thinking that I have gone to join the girl. 2 days after, the girl didn't see me. The girl now came to the camp to ask my father. He said that I carried the money and came here and I have not come back. He said, my father said, what? He said that the same day I brought the money, the same day I left. So my father, according to him, he went through that road to check whether anything happened to me along the road. Nothing happened. I have gone. After the training at Omaka, I came back to, I now sent a message to my father, what to my father, that I have joined the Biafran army. So the man was angry. And the day the war ended, a week before the war ended, I took pass and came home to see my father, to apologize to him what I did, and to tell him why I did what I did. Yeah. I was there in Uguta when the war ended. Look, soldiers were coming because we were not I went to see my father in the camp, not in Uguta town. Yeah. So I saw different soldiers coming with their gun from where we call Arobi, Republic of Benin. Yeah. That is, they were crossing from Wore side to Kwale, from Kwale. They now come to our camp. I stopped them and I asked them, I said, what happened? They said, so haven't you heard? They said the war is over. Look, I wept for the whole of that day. My father was asking me, what is wrong with you? I said, we have lost the war. He said, is that why you are crying? Are you the one who caused the war? If you go now, if you're crying, why are you crying? Because I love Biafra. I wanted Biafra. And now that there is a second opportunity, I want to put every of my effort, every of my strength to it. And if Nigeria failed to give us Biafra by peace, in a peaceful means, and they want war, so be it, I will fight again. Irrespective of my age, I am going to fight the Nigeria again. And then after the war, I decided to join the Nigerian Air Force. Why? Because of what the Air Force people were doing during the Biafran War. They were feeling so superior. They were feeling as if they are the most superior force in the Biafran land. And
well,
before,
most of the people that participated were Egyptians.
You mean the people who bombed us?
Yes.
It's they brought Egyptians, they brought Russians. Yeah. But the equipment they used in fighting us was Britain that gave them the ammunition that they used in fighting us. Because they thought that Nigeria will overrun Biafra, like Gowon said, in 48 hours. Yeah. But when they see that the war had dragged on, they said, no, if you leave, these people are so determined, if you leave the Biafrans, Nigeria will not conquer them, the people will go. And they decided to equip Nigeria to fight Biafra. That was exactly what happened. Otherwise, they wouldn't have defeated Biafra.
Now, while you were in Nigerian military, did you hope that Nigeria would turn to what it is today?
Yes. I know that it will come to this. Because if you are pursuing a goat in a forward building, the goat will be running, you pursue the goat until at a time when the goat sees that there's no way it could run again, it will fight back. That is what is happening today. We have been oppressed. They have been oppressing us for a very long time. You have your degree, you have your master's degree, and you are in the army. And somebody who did not pass school cert will be your boss. Simply because he's a northerner. It is not done like that in any other country. It's only in this country, in Nigeria. And let me tell you, what they are doing in Nigeria is something that were doctored by British government. And there is no ruler in Nigeria that does not take instruction from the British government. And any government that fails to take instruction from British government, they will remove that person from power. Remember what happened to Murtala? When Murtala was killed, Murtala nationalized all British assets in Nigeria. He refused to listen to them. He felt that we have our independence, and as such, that Nigeria should be free to do what they want to do, what is good for their country. They saw him as a dangerous person. They saw themselves as losing out in the economic game, and they organized to kill him. But what is so annoying is the fact that a Yoruba man had been a president and commander-in-chief. He did not see anything wrong with the Nigerian constitution.
Okay, let's continue. Considering where we were in 2012, 2013 in this struggle, because I remember people were at the strong pillars. What is your appraisal? Have we made any meaningful progress in this Biafran agitation?
The Biafran agitation, we have made progress. Why I say we have made progress? No matter the weak points of Nnamdi Kanu, the Biafran people used him to sensitize our people all over the world. You know, Masop has come up for a very long time, yeah. But they were not able. Even though Wazuke is a lawyer, yeah. But Wazuke had an agenda, hidden agenda, and that was why he didn't see sensitizing our people as an instrument for this Biafran struggle. But Nnamdi used it. Nnamdi used it as an instrument and used it very well. But on the other hand, Nnamdi fell the victim of sycophants. Nnamdi fell the victim of sycophants. When Nnamdi was going away from here to Nigeria, he announced that he was going to Nigeria. That was his first mistake. You don't tell your enemy where you are going to be at what time and what time. But I give that to you. I forgive him for that because he's not a soldier. He has never been a soldier before. He's not security conscious. If he knows what it means to be security conscious, he will not let them know that he's coming to Nigeria. He would have passed through the airport, go to his hotel, stay there, and even make his broadcast in the hotel, and goes wherever he wants to go, without them knowing that he is broadcasting from Nigeria. He told them he was coming. They were waiting for him. And as soon as they cleared him from the airport, he entered vehicle to the hotel and they were following him. He didn't know. And when he settled down in the hotel, they came in and they picked him up.
Okay, we've had Operation Python dance, crocodile tears, and other crises in our lands. What do you think our politicians, the Ohanes and the religious leaders, what do you think they've really done well? Have they responded well to all these killings in our land?
Now let me start with the crocodile smile. When they brought the crocodile smile to the River Rhine,
yes,
the youth in Ijon, as they call the militants,
yes,
they have, the youth in Ijon, they have arms and ammunition. They knew what was coming. They started early enough to acquire arms and ammunition, serious to defend themselves. And as it is today, we Biafrans are supposed to get in touch with the militants in a job to get arms to defend ourselves. We need to do that now. There is so many ways. I won't say the ways here,
yeah, because
that will be telling the enemy where we will come from, what we are going to do. There are ways we will get the arms from the job and get it into Biafra land without anybody dictating.
At least to defend ourselves.
To defend ourselves.
The phone and enhancement and the other people.
Good. Now, because they have ammunitions, they were able to repel the crocodile smile. Do you know how many soldiers they killed in the creek? And they had to withdraw tactically from the Joland. The one of crocodile python dance. I want to tell you that the army did not just one day wake up. Buhari did not one day wake up and send soldiers to Abia State or to the southeast. It was in collusion with Okezie, who have the governor of Abia State, Okezie, who have no moral justification to ask other people to vote him again. To vote him in again.
Yes.
Okorocha, who is from Jos, that the Igbos don't even want to, the Igbos are keeping quiet, and they know that this man is an Hausa man, that is not an Igbo man. Me looking at Okorocha, Rochas, looking at his face, you know that he's not an Igbo man. He doesn't look like an Igbo. If I meet you on the street here, I will know that you're an Igbo man. If I meet Jeff on the street, I will know that he's an Igbo man. If you see me coming on the road, you will look at me, you will know that I'm an Igbo man. But you can never see Rochas Okorocha on the road. Apart from that, he's now a governor, and people now know him. You will know that this man is an Hausa man. So, Rochas, Okezie Bazu, and Obiano, they were the people who asked the president to intervene in the East to stop Nnamdi.
But that could be an allegation.
It's not an allegation. If it's an allegation, let them deny it. If it's an allegation, let them deny it. I am telling you, if I go to any gathering and see them, I will say the same thing in their presence. I will tell them their sin before them. I throw it in their face.
Okay. What of the religious leaders?
The religious leaders have woken up. Before they were afraid to speak. But now, they have been pushed to the wall. Now they are now speaking out. The religious leaders are speaking out. If you watch, the people who went to see Buhari last 2 weeks at Aso Rock were religious leaders from the 19 states of the north.
Yes.
There was nobody from the east. There was nobody from the west. There was nobody from the south. That is to show you how the religious leaders in these areas are feeling now. They are feeling the pain now more than ever. So they're speaking out now. Did you see when Ekweme died, the bishop who spoke?
Yes, I saw the video.
This is an example of the fact that they have woken up. The man was speaking where the army were there, so police were there, SSS were there, mentioned them, and the man spoke. And the governors were there, and he spoke like a man of God.
Okay, what of Ohanes and Igbo?
Ohanes
Do you
and
think
Igbo,
they are doing what they are supposed, or they've been docile?
you know, the Ohanes and Igbo were not elected by the Igbos. That is one thing I want the Igbos to understand. Ohanes and Igbo is not elected, they were not elected by Igbos. The formation of Ohanes and Igbo came from People's Club of Nigeria. It was People's Club of Nigeria that metamorphosed into Ohanes and Igbo. So nobody appointed them, nobody voted for them, nobody asked them to go and represent them. So Nyanwodo, who is their president, that now they say he has been suspended, Nyanwodo is guiding his mouth. He doesn't want to speak out. Let me tell you one thing. If the elders, the political class, the elites, the religious leaders in Igbo land have backed this our quest to have our own Biafra, federal government will sit up.
Yeah, it's true.
Federal government will sit up, they will negotiate. When the governors, even if the governors stop to criticize the Biafran agitators, to sabotage the Biafran agitators, and they just keep their mouth shut, and religious leaders are talking, the political class and the elite are talking, federal government will have no option than to negotiate.
Okay, now we come to this very important point based on what you just said. If the governors had supported the struggle, there's a particular pro-Biafran group, or about two, that are pushing our people into boycotting the election. We've seen that the governors have failed. They've refused to support our agitation. Is it not the right thing for the Biafrans to pick up their own candidates and vote these governors out and other politicians that have not supported?
You know, when Nnamdi Kanu was announcing in radio, and after him, the imbecile like Uchemefo is announcing on radio. Uchemefo is not a broadcaster. Uchemefo is not gifted like Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is an orator.
Yeah.
And Nnamdi Kanu is gifted. He's intelligent. He's read. When Nnamdi Kanu is broadcasting from radio, whether you are a Biafran or you are not a Biafran, you will be bound to listen to him. But Uchemefo, what has he done since the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu? What has he done with the radio Biafra? He's just there for his pocket because he's being paid from the money contributed by Biafrans and the defense fund. That is why he asked Biafrans not to listen to Radio Biafra International, not to listen to any other radio apart from Radio Nigeria London. How can you say that in a freedom fight? In freedom fighting, there will be some different radios broadcasting one topic. That topic is the restoration. That topic is the freedom of their people. Or if we have 20 radios, we are fine with it. Let them go on. Do you know that it's ordinary Radio Biafra alone that put pressure on federal government? So if we have 20,
yes,
putting
from every angle.
hitting them from every angle. They will negotiate. They will negotiate.
Now, let's go back to the issue of election. What is the attack?
Yes,
boycotting election?
the boycotting election is wrong. Are you boycotting the election that if you boycott election, then there will be no governor? Even if you boycott election and there is no governor, this so-called constitution gives the power to the state speakers, House of Assembly,
yes,
to take over as a governor, an administrator. So why is exercising futility? Okay, now that they said no election in Anambra State, is Obiano not there? How many votes did they cast in the Anambra State? 400 and something thousand votes that put Obiano back. Which
if the Biafran had actually
voted
and picked up their own candidate,
yes,
they would have won election in Anambra State.
In Anambra, they have more than 2 million voters.
Yes.
In Anambra,
yes,
but they boycotted the election, leaving only people who are sympathetic to Obiano and APC
yeah,
to cast their vote. Otherwise, if they had decided that this person is our candidate and they vote for the person, Obiano won't be there by now. And as Okrocha is making noise in Imo State, Okrocha will go into hiding.
yes,
Because we will put our man there and Okrocha will go into hiding.
We are coming to the end of the program, but I will ask you this final question. We've seen crisis in different pro-Biafran groups. We've seen 2 radio stations, pro-Biafran, attacking each other, causing a serious embarrassment to the struggle. As an elder and a senior activist in this struggle, what effort have you made with other elders to make sure you reconcile these people? Because what is going on is very, very pathetic.
That is why I said that Uchimefo is an imbecile. If he's not an imbecile, he cannot expose himself, because what he's doing is exposing himself. Making people, that's why people go out to say that Biafrans, the Biafrans don't love themselves, Igbo don't love themselves, Igbo don't, but they forget that Biafra is not Igbo.
Yes.
I want to make this thing clear. The Biafran struggle is not Igbo struggle. Otherwise, we have Igbo unions here and there.
Yes.
The Biafran struggle is the struggle between, that is the struggle for Southeast and South-South. In Benue, there is a big community in Benue that are Igbos.
Yeah, there are many of them.
The community is being administered by the Igbo traditional rulers.
Yes.
And they speak pure Igbo in Benue.
Even in Kogi.
And in Kogi. So, if you are saying that Biafra is Igbo, you are making a mistake. The People's General, Dimodme, there was a map. There was a map that he released as map of Biafra, yes, when he declared the Biafra. And you know what Ojukwu did? Ojukwu now consulted all the people from the Biafra land before he made the declaration. It was somebody from Ejo that reminded Ojukwu that this land has been here as Biafra. So the best...
That's Franco people.
Franco people. That the name you will give to this nation is Biafra. It's not an Igbo man that gave Biafra to us.
Yes.
It's Chief Franco Pico.
That reminded our people.
Yes, that reminded the general that we are Biafrans. And so, what am I saying? I have seen the Radio Biafra International. They are not abusing anybody. I listened to them, they are not abusing anybody. But what I have seen is that there is still misunderstanding between each one. And I like the question, let me answer the question that you asked. Yeah. The effort that I and other elders have made is asking the Directorate of State to now organize a meeting where leaders of every group in this pro-Biafra struggle will come together and meet. Let's sort out our differences and then fight as one people. Not necessarily that we will belong to one group, all of us, but we will fight as one people
and stop
insulting one another, stop abusing one another, stop saying all manner of nonsense, because we are Biafrans. And full stop, there is nothing more than that. We are Biafrans and Biafrans will be. So if they organize that meeting in Spain, where we have embassy there, we'll all go there and everybody will say his own opinion. You will air your own view. We'll allow everybody to say, and then at the end of the day, we will agree to work together as Biafrans.
Don't you think that is wrong? Because the Directorate of State is also part of the problem. They will need a neutral person to organize. Because if we are on the other side, if I was fighting with you and you called a meeting in your house, I would like to be there.
No, that place, like in Britain here, if you ask them to call that meeting in Britain here, it's not in Britain. Yeah. It's in Britain now. Yeah. If you say, let them call the meeting in America, Clifford Iranian and his group, they're there.
What I'm saying is that...
And if you say it to be called in London here, we are going to look for a hall to hold that meeting.
What I'm saying in essence is this. You are an elder in this struggle and also part of the customary government of indigenous people.
Yes.
As an elder, what are you people doing to reconcile this group? Because it's not one of the infighting groups that are supposed to call a meeting. You, the elders, are supposed to do that.
Which before? A meeting has been called before.
Okay.
Uchemefo and his group refused to come.
Oh.
Uchemefo and his group refused to come. And this group are the group led by Nnamdi Kanu. Now we can't see Nnamdi Kanu. We don't know where Nnamdi Kanu is. So if we know where Nnamdi Kanu is, I will go myself and then speak with Nnamdi Kanu. Sit down with Nnamdi Kanu and tell him, look, enough of this division. Let us come together. Come, let's sort this thing out. But Nnamdi Kanu is not there. Uchemefo said he will not listen to anybody. And of course, Uchemefo is a young man. He's not an elderly person, so he does not understand what it means for you to be united and fight a single cause. That's where the problem is. It's not a question of calling the meeting. Meeting has been called before, Uchemefo refused to come with his group. And if you remember, there was a time we held a meeting, and we were talking about reaching out to Nnamdi group in London here, so that they will come and will sort things out. What did they say? They said that we should come and join them. They said that if we want peace, we should come and join them. Does that language look like people who want peace?
Like you said that the Radio Biafra International that are based in America, they don't abuse people. But I read what some of them have written against Barrister Mekerson. Is that not some, because some of the words they've used? I've not listened to them, but I've read.
The fact is that I have not read what you are telling me that you read. Before I go, I want to make one I want to make disabuse the mind of people on the fact that Igbos don't love themselves. Anybody who tells you that Igbos don't love themselves, tell that person to go and sleep and wake up again. Because the Igbos love themselves. If you want to know that Igbos love themselves, let another tribe strike an Igbo man and see what will happen to that person.
So what's your final word to our people?
My final word to our people is, I am begging them, I am making an appeal to our people to please let us come together as one. We have only one goal, and that goal is the restoration of Biafra. So what I am saying in essence is that our people should come together. Forget about your differences with anybody. Let us bury our hatchet and then come together as one and then fight the cause of this Biafra, the agitation. Because we have only one goal, and our goal is to get Biafra. Our goal is to restore the kingdom of God on earth. Because Biafra, you know why the British government are fighting Biafra? They know that their investment is in Biafra land, but they are using the North as their proxy to enrich themselves from Biafra land. They know that the Biafrans will ask questions. That someone will not ask questions. They want to destabilize us. They don't want us to come together. Because if we get Biafra today, I bet you, I give you, in the next 5 years, you will not recognize the Biafra that you have seen now. In the next 5 years, you will not recognize the Biafra that you have seen now. The Biafra that you are seeing now, when we rebuild this Biafra, Dubai will be a child's play. And that is what the British don't want. Thank you.
And Ifacho Anoche, it has been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Ebeka unusi Biafra, Ebeka unusi Biafra, Gamavapu Biafra, Gawe Bozo Gabi, Agamavapu Biafra, Gawe Bozo Gabi, Biafra God.